Okay, here we are again. It is another match day or close to match day. Tottenham taking on Manchester United at Old Trafford. Probably the biggest game of the weekend ahead of Newcastle versus Manchester City. A trip to Old Trafford, a ground where Tottenham have had fortunes in the past, in recent years, but also have had some tough times. Manchester United got a good record at home at the moment, mostly, but both teams will be going into this match wanting and being desperate to win, having not had the best start to the season when you consider things like points gained, and Manchester United in particular, I think, league the lead when it comes to big chances missed. Tottenham are right up there as well. Both teams sitting on 5 points for this game, so a win will be huge for either one. A win for Tottenham could potentially see the pressure really mounting on Erik ten Hag. A win for Manchester United could see more Tottenham fans turning on Ange Postecoglou, something that I really can't get my head around over the last few weeks. Tottenham fans turning on their manager when he's only had a year in charge. You know, things are looking better on the pitch. Tottenham are playing more attractive, more attacking football. We just aren't converting our dominance into goals and into points as it stands, which obviously that needs to change. And I really hope that that does change, particularly against Manchester United this weekend. I'm not saying that it's a foregone conclusion that Tottenham either win or lose. I think it's very much a 50-50 game. On their day, Man United, to be fair to them, can be a very, very good team. But on Tottenham's day, they can be an excellent team. The only thing I would sort of note is that Tottenham's record under Ange against teams in the top half of the table is really, really not very good. I think he's only won 1 or 2 games or so away from home. I don't even know if he's got... I think Villa away is the big 6 or big 7, big 8 game away from home that I can only really remember us winning. Although I do think we drew at Old Trafford last season. So for me, we need to continue doing what we're doing. I think the team news has been positive from Ange Postecoglou. Everybody has come through that Qarabağ game. There are question marks around Heung-min Son's fitness. However, Ange did mention that he did want to train on Saturday, so I'm hoping that he will train today, which is when I'm recording this, and he will then be fit and ready to start for this game against Manchester United. We need our full strength team. We need to capitalise on the players that are hitting form or starting to hit form. Brennan Johnson has 3 goals in his last 3 games in 3 different competitions. Scored again in the 3-0 win over Qarabağ in midweek. Dominic Solanke, 2 goals in 2 games in 2 different competitions. Scored as well in that win against Qarabağ. Also scored against Brentford last weekend, as did Brennan Johnson. So we need these players to be able to step up on the big occasion, and the big occasion against Manchester United will be another true test of whether Ange Postecoglou and Tottenham are making any progress. We've seen players start to perform to the level we expect of them. James Maddison looks like he's finally getting back to his best. Dejan Kulusevski looks fit, he looks sharp, he looks up for it every time he gets on the ball and on the pitch. So we know that those two are going to be the key performers for Tottenham. I would like to see, if he's fit, a little bit more from Heung-min Son, just a little bit more in terms of his finishing. I saw on 2 occasions early in the first half against Qarabağ on Thursday night, he ran at the defence and had a shot or tried to play a through ball to Solanke. We haven't seen that enough from Heung-min Son this season. We haven't seen him being brave. We haven't seen him back himself to do what he's so good at, and that is beat his man and either have a shot or play the right pass. I want to see it, especially with Manchester United. I feel like we're going to be able to catch them out on a break a little bit at Old Trafford. They're going to be keen to put on a good performance against us in front of their own fans. Erik ten Hag, I think, is quite stubborn in his ways, similar to Ange Postecoglou, that he might not tweak his tactical approach for this. I'm not sure whether he will be content to just sit in and defend against Tottenham for 90 minutes and hope to grab the 1 or 2 or 3 opportunities that come their way, because that's what teams have been doing to Tottenham this season. And so far, to be fair to them, it's worked. It worked brilliantly for Newcastle. Arsenal did it as well a couple of weeks ago. Leicester, you know, they took their chance when they had it in the opening game of the season. So for Tottenham, it's about cutting those mistakes and snipping those chances to just suffocate our opponents. I mean, we played the way that we played against 10 men in Qarabağ. We were still very open in that game. However, we didn't deviate from the tactics that Ange loves, the philosophy that he loves so much, which is playing attacking football. We saw two extremes of it over the last week. Arsenal sitting right in their own penalty box against Manchester City after going down to 10 men, but Tottenham go down to 10 men early in the game against Qarabağ, albeit I know that it's different quality of opposition, but we carried on attacking, we carried on trying to dominate the ball and go forward, and in the end it resulted in us scoring 3 goals. So we have to continue playing with no fear. We have to continue playing with confidence. We have to feed the players that are in form and are feeling like they can score goals for us. And we have to make sure that we make no silly mistakes at the back, because that is what will punish us. Christian Romero should come back into the team for this game alongside Mickey van der Ven. Pedro Porro should also come back in at right back as well, with Archie Gray starting there on Thursday. Udogie had to come on early because of the red card on Thursday, so he will be at left back, providing nothing goes wrong in the build up to this game. But what do Tottenham need to do to beat Manchester United on Sunday afternoon? What do they need to achieve, and how do they need to play to be able to unlock this Manchester United team? Well, I simply think it's just continue playing how we are playing. I don't think Ange needs to necessarily tweak too much. We've seen in the first couple of games that perhaps we're playing well enough, but we weren't necessarily making the right decisions in the final third, and we weren't necessarily taking our chances in the box when they came. That needs to change, and I'm hoping that that does at Old Trafford. We've seen briefly in spells against Qarabağ that we can do it. We can take our chances when they come to us. We can be clinical, even if we don't have as many chances in front of goal. We took them against Qarabağ, and against Brentford we took them. So we're starting to show a bit more of a ruthless side to our game. That will be key. It will be key to make sure we keep their wingers quiet. We know that Destiny Udogie and Pedro Porro loves to get up the pitch. They love to invert. They love to play alongside the strikers. The key attacking points for Manchester United will be the wingers, whether it is Marcus Rashford or Alejandro Garnacho on that left-hand side, whether it is Amad Diallo on that right-hand side, whether it is, Anthony or whoever it may be, Bruno Fernandes. You need to get close to him, frustrate him. They are the key players for Manchester United. I fancy Dominic Solanke to win his battles and duels with the likes of Lisandro Martinez. I really fancy him to get hold of that. De Ligt as well might be a bit of a tougher test. However, my honest opinion, Manchester United are there for the taking. They play good enough football, but they are really, really poor at scoring goals. Worse than Tottenham at scoring goals. So we have to make that count. We have to not give them anything, not let them seize any opportunities or capitalise on any mistakes and give them cheap, easy goals. Make them work for it. That is going to be the key. Test their goalkeeper, press their goalkeeper. We know Andre Onana, he loves to play out from the back. He loves to be composed and take his time with the ball at his feet. But we also know, and we saw it on Thursday and last Saturday against Brentford, Dominic Solanke presses like a rabid dog. He is incredible in his pressing action. So hopefully that front line puts Manchester United under pressure at the back, and we can pick up a few loose balls, win it off them high up the pitch. That is going to be another key point to beating them at Old Trafford. And I think finally, the other key thing to getting a result at Old Trafford always is to frustrate the crowd early. Don't give them the initiative. Don't let them come on to us in the opening 10, 15 minutes of the game. Get hold of the ball. Even if it is just keeping possession for the first 10 or 15, first quarter of the game, that is absolutely fine. The fans start to lose interest. They start to get frustrated. Every time United make a mistake, you can hear it from the stadium, from the crowd. That is going to be another key thing, because once the crowd turns on Old Trafford, then it makes it a much easier and more comfortable game. We've seen that in the past. It's not going to be easy, but I see this as a real opportunity for Tottenham to pick up 3 big points away from home against a team who are probably going to be rivals for the top 4 spots when it comes to the end of the season, or thereabouts. So it does make it an important game. We need to be on it from the start. We need to take our chances. We need to be sound defensively. We need to not be silly from set pieces. We need to not give anything away. They are strong from set pieces. De Ligt in particular, he loves a little header from a corner or a free kick. So these are all things that Ange will have taken into account and hopefully worked on, albeit they have had an extra 24 hours to prepare for this game as well, having played on Wednesday. However, I'm going to predict this game. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Tottenham. I think that Unfortunately, United could go ahead early, but then Tottenham fight their way back into a game and grab a second goal some point in the second half. That is what I'm going for my prediction, but I'll take anything if it means we get 3 points. I just want to see us win. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. What are your score predictions? What are the keys to stopping Manchester United this weekend? Let me know. And don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Enjoy your weekend. And as always, come on, you Spurs.